Are we settling in? Are we all good? Because I plan to rock you out a little bit today, so here we go. Let's see, where do I shoot? Where do I aim my advancer? Try it. Okay. It's a placebo effect. Okay. You'll advance it? Oh, toward the laptop? Okay. Thank you. Sometimes I feel like a troglodyte. So what I'm talking today about is creating a healthier home, and I'm really going to look at something in particular. Thank you. We need youth. I had children that like for IT support. That's why I had kids, I'm just saying. But I'm looking at creating a healthy home for this, for that. I'm talking about swaps. And the swaps that I want to focus on are food, cleaning, electromagnetic frequencies, EMF, which is probably not going to be popular in this crowd, and overall wellness. There we go. But somebody asked me out there, why GMO science? What is that about? And I said, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about in decades why I'm running GMO science. We started this, I'm a co-founder, and now I'm the CEO of a 501c3 to fight labeling for GMOs. For those of you who are around in California in 2014, do you remember when we were trying to label GMOs? We were defeated by big money. We started this nonprofit as a way of saying that we have a lot of science on why GMOs are not safe, and they're associated with herbicides. You don't need a GMO alone, and we've been at it ever since for 22 years, 12 years, and going strong. So I like to tell you what I'm talking about today to prepare you. Part one, I've been talking about food. I'm an integrative pediatrician. All I do is talk about food. And I'm Italian also, so you know my life is food. That's what I live for. Swaps for home, and then wellness. So, why food matters. Let's go into a little bit. So the standard American diet, the SAD diet, we want to change it to the HAD diet, or the Happy American diet. If you look at what American children are eating compared to our other country counterparts, it's a shame. It's actually disgusting. It's actually been studied, because I'm an advisor for a group, Moms Across America. We did a school lunch study. Out of 43 school lunches studied across America, all of them had toxic metals, every single one of them. 93% had glyphosate. You all know what glyphosate is? Oh yeah, shaking heads are the main ingredient in Roundup. Boy, I know more about glyphosate than my children. That's a sad thing, but I do. And all of them, all toxic metals, 93% glyphosate. They had veterinarian pharmaceuticals of them, and very little nutrition. There were 30 million school lunches served every day. So if your child is eating lunch at school, that's what they're getting. They gave American school lunches to French children, and the French children said, qu'est-ce que c'est? They wouldn't even eat that doggy do. And do is a pediatric word. So there are some guidelines I use to get you to go from this to that. And this is a practical, hands-on talk, how we move from that to this, or this to that, whichever way you want to think about it. And we're going to start with food regarding choosing organic. If you choose organic, it will not contain GMOs. Is there cross-contamination? If you have a field of GMOs next to an organic field, of course there's cross-contamination. 5 to 9% people. Birds, wind, water, things get contaminated, but you still will do better with an organic choice, and we can crash the pesticide industry by an economic tipping point. If you don't think consumer activism and consumer choice matters, you're wrong, and in this talk today, I'm going to show you why it does. So this is one of the things that is being put on your organics. Anybody here know what a peel is? A-P-E-E-L? Oh, you're in the right place. I've been talking about a peel for a while, and a bunch of dudes from Silicon Valley said, hey, let's coat those organics with this non-toxic edible coating not non-toxic. It is edible, but not non-toxic. And then that avocado that Dr. Vij was talking about can sit on a shelf for 3 months. Doesn't that sound appetizing? Your fruits and vegetables were not supposed to last for 3 months. After a couple days, they're out. Give them to the chickens or put them in the compost. Not 3 months. A peel has all sorts of toxic caca in it. That is another pediatric word. And I was posting on X, something that I do a lot. Yeah, I know, scrolling for dollars, patrol scroll, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I'm on X, and who gets on but the guy who made a peel? I'm like, are you kidding me? He's on my X feed, so we got into it. And so where he was getting his answers was from Grok. If you don't know what Grok is the AI on X, Twitter X. So now this Jude and I are having a battle about what Grok is spitting out over mainstream stuff, that whatever's feeding Grok, and we're in a battle. But he doesn't know the science. There's the science. I gave you some stores that do not carry it. It's not labeled. Whole Foods will have the appeal label on the box, but not on the individual fruits and vegetables. And some stores no longer carry it. Consumers gave Costco so much grief in 2012 that they stopped carrying appeal. So this is some of the labels that you need to be aware of when you're shopping. If you see appeal, just run the other way. Don't eat it. Oh. I made charts for you guys. I'm PowerPoint heavy. Why do I do that? So I do the research for you, parents, eaters, readers, so then you don't have to do this work because I dig deep. You've heard me say this before. I have rabbit hole-itis. I go down the hole. I go hard. Tight sphincter, what can I say? I'm up late at night looking. No, I actually get up early now. I'm old. I do get up early at looking at stuff. I'm not so much up late at night doing this anymore. But I created this for you so you know where to shop and what not to buy. And you have to become a savvy shopper. You want to look for that green and white organic label, the regenerative organic label. Non-GMO project still has pesticides, not a great choice, and avoid the appeal label. Appeal was funded by Bill Gates. Should we talk about Bill Gates? I'm going to keep this conversation clean. I see we're being recorded. So, what I want to give you is some choices. I'm a pediatric emergency doctor by training. My husband's an ER doc. That means we're caffeine achievers. Oh, I used to love that Diet Coke around 4 a.m. My husband was regular Pepsi. We were a Pepsi Diet Coke family. This is 35 years ago, people. I've seen the light. But one of my sons, one of his first words was Doda. He wanted soda. And I thought, oh my God, what have we created? And Dookies. So what you have in your home matters. Your children model your behavior. My husband hid the junk food in his closet, and my 2-year-old could sniff it out. So if you think that you can hide your junk food in your closet and your kids won't find it, you're mistaken. Or perhaps your grandchildren. Some of you are older, like me. But so, we go to more herbal teas, put a fruit slice in your kids' water. Teas are great for children too. No soda. No juices. Kids do not need juice. That's just a sugar load. Get rid of it. Sports energy drinks like Gatorade. If I see the NFL carrying around Gatorade at halftime, I watch it. My husband's football achiever. I watch it. But you saw any football people out here? No, not the whole couple. Let me just share with you, because they're the 49ers. They were almost into the Super Bowl. They didn't make it. And what happened to those 49ers? They were 6 in deep. They were drinking this Gatorade. It has formaldehyde in it. Oh, and they were exposed to EMFs because they live in a very heavy grid, EMF dense area of Santa Clara. But I'll talk to you guys about that in a minute. Oh yeah, injuries. What do you think? Right? Our environment. So, before I go there, let me just show you one more quick thing. I made this electrolyte drink for children. So if your kid's an athlete, you need a sports drink, you can make it yourself. Save yourself bundles of cash and just make it yourself. You don't have to be Susie Homemaker to do this. I actually do it. I've learned to make these things. I've learned to ferment at home. I asked my own kid, who's a farmer, how to ferment, and my own kid said, Mom, YouTube it. I did. It's easy. I said, oh, wow, so much on YouTube. I've learned a lot on YouTube. So if you don't know how to do it, YouTube it, or here you go, there's the formulas. And I love giving people recipes for everything. So this is a category I've got into a lot. Even the Natural Food Expo allows synthetic food in the Natural Food Expo. Synthetic food is not natural. I've given just talks on the dangers of synthetic food, and I've seen people in the supermarkets buying bored cow. So we've gone from the cow dairy to this fermented, ultra-processed, lab-grown, often genetically modified, yeast-derived product with other additives, a lot of chemicals, from just the cow. I just want to get that straight. I've written a lot on this, protesting this. I have a whole series on my website called Got Real Milk. You know, when I did the infant formula study, I just started writing and writing and writing. So I have a whole parent section on there with resources, research, and handouts, things that you can bring to your local PTA, your in-laws, bring it to your town council. This is the movement is to get off the couch, turn off Netflix. It's not just me, it's we. So I wrote that article on synthetic milk. Synthetic milk doesn't have the nutrient density of other milks. Well, you say, what about infant formula? Infant formula is an ultra-processed food. The first ingredient is often high fructose corn syrup. The high fructose corn syrup is genetically modified and contains undeclared mercury. The mercury is in there from the high fructose corn syrup processing that was undeclared, known by the FDA, and a whistleblower came out and revealed it. She left. She wrote, unsafe at any meal. So that's what your babies are eating if you're giving your baby formula. But it gets worse from there on these toxic metals. Those toxic metals are more toxic if your child is nutrient deficient. They have more of an effect, particularly in the minerals, like magnesium, zinc, copper, manganese. They are necessary. Why do our kids not have enough of those? Glyphosate. It's a metal binder. It binds all the metals, every one of them, including toxic metals. Glyphosate also binds aluminum, and it shuttles aluminum 6 different ways across your blood-brain barrier. So that aluminum goes in your head, and it's hard to get it out. Oh, how many of you have eaten the Impossible Burger? Maybe after now you're going to not eat that burger. Well, Bill Gates poured a lot of cash into that burger. I think about more than 75 million. The Impossible Burger is not possible. It's made from a genetically modified soy leg hemoglobin yeast that's modified to produce this kind of nodule from a soy plant that tastes like beef. That's what it does. What's the problem with it? You say, why? Why, Dr. Perro? Why are you ragging on the Impossible Burger? It's delicious. Well, I'll tell you why, because I'm so glad you asked. Because it has 46 novel proteins that your body has not seen before. Well, why is that a problem? Those novel proteins are new to your immune system. Your immune system says, uh-oh, foreign invader, and mounts an immune response, and that's called inflammation or an allergic reaction. When this little nasty burger was first introduced, there was all kinds of allergies being reported on Instagram. And then what happened to those? They disappeared. Oh, when we say things that are not comfortable, you know what happens to us, right? Yeah, we get shut down. But that doesn't stop us because we're a group of unstoppable moms. We don't get shut down easily. Is that correct, ladies? Oh, I thought so. Yeah. Okay. So that's the nasty little burger. So this guy, he's the CEO of Impossible Foods, a bro from Silicon Valley. And this guy, Peter McGinnis, said the alternative meat market was collapsing. Oh, it's collapsing financially. Check your stocks if you do investing. And he said it's because alternative meat became woke and partisan. I said, really, Mr. McGinn? I said, do you don't think it's because people don't want to eat those nasty little GMO burgers that have also glyphosate in them? Maybe. Not all plant burgers are genetically modified, by the way. The Impossible Burger is. This one, Beyond Meat, stock has crashed. Oh man, stock's gone down hard. Is made from a pea isolate. Well, what's wrong with that? Well, first of all, it's processed. Number two, it has peas, legumes, oats, and wheat have some of the highest levels of glyphosate because they use it as a desiccant on those crops. And those are often the main foods that in vegetarian diets or vegan diets. So, these foods may not be genetically modified like Beyond Meat, but it's filled with glyphosate. So when you see those peas, legumes, etc., yes, they're not GMO. Yes, they're high in glyphosate-based herbicides, Roundup. So I had to put down some graphics for you. I'm a pediatrician. I like pictures. I also like stickers. I like markers. I like coloring. Okay, moving on, grown-up beverages. 19 German beers were tested for glyphosate, all 19 tested positive. All wines in California test positive for glyphosate, I'm just saying. So if you're drinking that, you're drinking glyphosate, adults. I hear one baby back there, but if mom is nursing, mom might be drinking a beer, baby's getting a little bit of that too.